Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Everdell Silver Frost Collector's Edition. So this is the newest release in the Everdell Edge of the Map series. So if you're familiar with Everdell the game and even the 4 expansions that they added to it, that's essentially a valley in the middle of this larger universe. And so we had Far Shore that took us west past Pearlbrook and more to the ocean. This one is taking us south over Spirecrest, the mountain expansion for Everdell, and into Silverfrost, which is, also a mountain. So this one's going to be very snow-driven. In fact, the seasons actually start in autumn, and winter is kind of like the main season, whereas usually winter was at the very end or at the very beginning. So let's take a look at what we got here. You're going to see a lot of familiar stuff if you're familiar with Everdell, but there is a lot of new things as well. Inside of the box, very nicely decorated here. We've got Tabletop Tycoon manual there. Here you can see Far Shore here. Where did Far Shore go? Far Shore is the first one from the Edge of the Map series, as this was going west past Pearlbrook to the ocean. So there's that. Rules of play. Like I said, a lot of this should look very familiar. Production, governance, travel, destination, prosperity, those card types. There's actually way more player interaction in this one, and so much so that a lot of your cards will either compare you to the person sitting on your left, or the person sitting on your left gains stuff. So where you're sitting around the table does matter. Obviously, if you're playing this 2-player, you're just going to go back and forth comparing or giving each other things. But here you can see kind of a layout, and as with every Everdell game, there is a feature piece. This one is a mountain in the background. We'll get to see that here in a second. Collector's Edition does come with a 3D one that builds and actually stands up and holds the cards up vertically. The Essential Edition one is going to come with just a 2D one that lays flat. Here we can see assembly for the mountain, how it's going to go together, and you can also, as with the other games, if you would like to purchase a wooden edition, that is an extra add-on. They also have resource vessels for this game if that's also the route you want to go. What do we have here on the back? And the little beacons. These are going to be cardboard here and are going to be placed up on top of the mountain, very similar to a lot of high fantasy movies where they're lighting the beacons. Anyways, this is just a part of the mountain here. We're going to see more of it here in a second. Here we've got our little beacon punch boards. We saw those already. And now we see some snow. So this, again, is one of the main features of the game, being that it's Silver Frost. Snow can actually cover your cards and essentially make them useless. They won't count towards your quests. They won't count towards anything at the end of the game, but they will take up space in your village. So the card count, which I believe is 12 to 15, pretty standard, your village will fill up with snow-covered locations, and you won't be able to use them. Anyways, here is, these paw tokens are going to be used in the solo mode. So that's who you're playing against, is something paws. I forget the creature's name, but similar to Rugwort the rat or whatever his name was. We have some... This is moss. Now, the Collector's Edition does come with, kind of 3D beefed up components. I'm not sure. These will just look like stickers. We'll have to figure out how that works. Or if you just have fuzzy moss to play with, and that's your resource, which would be completely accurate. Here's the board. Pretty standard large board. Has a lot of table presence. This one's very angular. which I guess is akin to a mountain. You have your guild here. So one of your characters is going to be a ranger. I got to check that out at Gen Con. They get little snowshoes on their feet, which is really cool. And they're the ones who actually can go out and complete these ranger quests for the ranger guild here. You're going to have standard locations like these that you can see everybody can go to. And then there's going to be a spot here in the valley for cards to be played into discard pile. Here you can see we are preparing for season. The edges of my little board got a little dented up, which is a shame, but not the end of the world. Anyways, that's the board. Here we have other mountain pieces. So you can see this is going to be quite a eye catcher on the table once it's all put together. We have a very nice resource area. They've already got wells for you. If you choose to purchase the resource vessels, they're going to fit right in here. You won't have to store them in a second box, which is always very nice. The collector's edition here is going to come with metal coins, or point tokens rather, not coins. So there's the 5s, and the 1s are little triangles. So I like this, that they're very easy to tell the difference apart. We have got some acorns, very realistic looking acorns, mind you. They're clean, but if you got these dirty, they would look just like an acorn. We have some flame, so obviously flame is going to be needed to do things like light the beacons, but also melt your snow. So that's cool. It's not squishy. If it was squishy, I would almost think it was a gummy. Ooh. So there's the flame tokens. Here's the little snowshoes. I'm pretty sure these are going to come in either edition. Because your Meeple's going to have to kind of snap in there, similar to like the saddles that you could get if you got Spirecrest. You can see here they're little like snowshoes, so the Meeples will fit in there. Speaking of Meeples, let's take a look at some of the Meeples. So all new characters here. We have red panda, we have a penguin, a hare, and then some form of hawk or eagle. I don't remember the exact, but there's they always come up with new critters, which is nice. Oh yeah, I was going to show you one. I was going to show you somebody just because I feel like this would be ridiculous because a hawk wouldn't need snowshoes. We're going to check out the hawk in snowshoes. Ta-da! There you go. So you can traipse around in the snow instead of flying over the snow. Anyways, works really well. These are nice. These are like soft plastic. They're not the hard plastic like the saddles were. So if you do end up stickering these, I'm sure some people will come up with stickers for them eventually. Anyways, this is a certain type of wood. The kind that like you can peel off the bark. It's white, almost looks like zebra. Anyways, I don't remember the name of that. These are chimneys. This is going to be another upgrade. These are just cardboard tokens in the base game, but the deluxe version gets these little miniature plastic chimneys. These are similar to your like what were they in Everdell? They were like the tops of a barrel. And then we have amber. I think this is amber. Anyways, you could essentially use up one of your tokens, limited tokens, to play the card for free. That's essentially what these are. You're going to play these to be able to play a card down for free. You're only ever going to get 2 over the course of the game, and they're going to come out slowly. So there's all the resources, lots of fun resources, which we're used to seeing. We have the 12 Days of Bell Song promo cards. So this is also going to come with the collector's edition. I honestly don't know what's in here. Let's see if these are Silverfrost cards or cards that belong to the other games. So far these are Silverfrost cards. But here you can see locations. We still have unique versus common. We still have what we have to pay over here. You have the type over here, the point value. And then here you can see the person to your left is going to gain a resource of your choosing. Then you gain 2 resources of your choosing and draw a card. Does not take up space. Okay, so it's a camp. All right. And here's where you can utilize your chimney token over here. So these are kind of Christmassy looking. I'm sure these promo packs will come out around Christmas time. And this will be a very appropriate game to play around Christmas time. So we'll have to add that to our collection. So there's the promo pack. Here we have some kind of Euro-sized cards. These are going to be your quests, your large critters. Pretty sure there's 2 types of quests. So we have your large quitters. Your large critters, they're going to be what are displayed up on the mountain, and they can actually traverse up through the mountain as you activate them. They have various activations, and I'm pretty sure that's why you would use the beacons. You light the beacons to get their attention and use their effects. So that's a cool one right there. He's like carrying fire on his back. Wow. Oh, I like that guy too. Firebeak, Honeypaw. So some of these guys we've seen before. Gain 3 moss. Yeah, the moss is literally just moss. That's going to be kind of fun to play with. Marigold, she looks new. Millie, Mink, Noble. Yeah, I like Noble. Puddles. Rurik, Scuttle. I'm not going to look at every card, but I always do like these big critter. Ooh, I like Stillwatch. I do always like the big critters. So we're just going to take a look at that guy. He's huge, I guess, comparatively. Tail, I like that one too. And Whiskers. Oh, Whisper. Oh, we're still going. And Windlore. Oh, okay. All right, these are going to be locations that you place out that can vary up what the field looks like. These are also, or these might be solo cards actually, because this is for solo. I was just going to tell you, yeah, I think these are solo cards actually. Okay, yeah. Here's some solo cards. And here are the quests. So you have, I think these are probably more difficult and these are easier. But here you can see 2 of each. The Winter Games, we're used to that one. But where are some of them here? 2 Ranger cards. And then you have to have 2 Ranger cards and you have to have more cards in your city than the person to your left. Let's find another one here. In, what is that? Spring, no snow in your city and more cards in your hand than the person to your left. Remember, spring is going to come near the end of the game. Have 7 fire. Have used both your chimneys and have more fire than the person to your left. And these are only going to be able to be claimed by your 1 ranger Meeple who is wearing the snowshoes. And then we have lots and lots and lots of other cards here. So we are not going to take a look at every single one of these, but we'll just give you guys an idea of what we got here. So see, common, construction, the tugboat. That one's cool. The Mossery, the Tinder Cave, the Beacon. Activate 1, that's the large critter symbol there. The Watchtower, ooh, that's a cool one. Brick Kiln, Flow Ferry, Hostel, Smithy, lots of smithies. The Inn, the Lodge, Mountain Pool. So again, if you are a fan of Everdell, and I'll give you my opinions of this game once I've actually played it, but if you're a fan of Everdell, I don't see why you wouldn't want to continue experiencing these edge of the map versions of Everdell. I realize that it's going to feel very samey. And some people may say, well, if I have Everdell, why do I need all these other ones? But yeah, these are solo. Here's Pause. Yeah, this is the solo bad guy here. So let's just take a look at these here. I didn't look, they didn't have too much to show at Gen Con of the solo mode, so we're definitely gonna have to take a look at that. But these cards look very similar to the Spider Nightweaver from the last Everdell expansion. So we're gonna have to do some digging into these and figure out how these work. We'll set those off to the side there. And then we have these cards, which I believe are also solo mode cards. Yeah, because they have that paw print on them. And then we just have more and more. These appear to be all the critters here that go along with the buildings. Postal Pigeon, I love me the Postal Pigeon. Sky Ranger, he's cool. Guide, Blacksmith, Carpenter, he was on the box. Cloakmaker, he was in the rulebook. Fire Ranger, he's definitely on the box. Artist, Warden, Mountain Ranger, Almskeeper, and the Guildmaster. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is everything for Silver Frost. We will be doing a how to play video and a playthrough on the channel, so keep an eye out for that. Oh, there's some little baggies here. I almost missed those. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'm going to leave you here with a quick look at the built. I'm going to put together the mountain and a beacon just so you can see what those look like built. So here you can see the 3D board, 3D mountain board all put together. This actually, I didn't even realize when I was unboxing it, this is the standard mountain board. So if you just get the regular edition, you're just simply going to place these cards down here like this, and you know, they'll move along here. Whereas now, and you'll notice they've got these little tabs they give you, and they do give you extras, because these will probably wear out over time, but little tabs that just keep them, make them easy to grab off of the mountain here. So they sit up there quite nicely, and then your beacons just kind of slide on here and dangle precariously. But here's the little beacons all put together. So anyways, very cool presence spot up here for, not sure if your meeples go up here or maybe some point tokens or something like that. Probably not cards. Maybe these cards would fit up there. I don't know. Yeah, those fit up there. We'll see. We'll see what the setup says. But anyways, wanted you guys to be able to see that all put together, because that obviously is a the biggest feature of the collector's edition is the 3D mountain board. So yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, be on the lookout for future Silver Frost content, because it is coming up on the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.